Good morning and welcome back. See what we got in front of us today. This is about I think it was about a 17-pound USDA choice brisket. Choice is all I can get around here. I can't ever find prime. Even if I go to Sam's Club, town about 45 minutes away, they still don't have prime there, so choice is what we got. I already did the trimming, so it's probably from 16, 17 pounds. I probably trimmed off 2-3 pounds of fat. So we're going to do this brisket a bit different today. We're going to cook it fat side down, and we're also going to do the hot and fast method. I've been watching a lot of videos of people cooking these things hot and fast, and I wanted to try it for a while, so that's what we're going to do. So pits and spits right now is fired up to 350, and that's the temp we're going to cook at. And the rub we're going to use today, we're going to use this Bexton's Best competition beef. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a generous coat, probably once, and then I'll probably come back in one more time and pat it down. And yeah, I'll probably maybe I'll give you a shot right before I throw it on the smoker. So we'll see you then. All right, so brisket is rubbed down. Like I said, what I went ahead and did is gave it one coat of rub. I patted it in, and then I went back and gave it another coat of rub. We use the same rub, both layers, and there she be. You can see I still am nowhere near even an expert or even an amateur for that matter of trimming these up. So I kind of just grab my boning knife and I kind of just go at it. Just kind of send it sometimes. But yeah, this thing's ready to go on the smoker. We're like I said, cooking on the pits and spits, so we will see you when we're done. Alrighty, we're down at the pits and spits. Just put the brisket on. There she be. You can see I got the, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I got the maple smoke tube in the back today just for some little extra smoke flavor. You see I got the toothpick stuck in there. The grain runs this way in the brisket, so I want to slice this way, and I can just never remember, so I always do that for a reminder. So besides that, we're at 350. I'm going to let this go for an hour, and then I'm going to open it back up and spray it down with some water, and probably give you a look after an hour. So see you. Alrighty, so we are 1 hour in. Go ahead and take a peek at the brisket. Coming along just nice. Gonna go ahead and take some water here and spray her down. That's gonna be about good. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this down, let her go for another hour, and I will check back in. Alrighty, we are 2 hours into the cook. Internal on the brisket is at about 125-ish. Go ahead and give you a peek. There she be. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it down with some more water. That should be about good. So now I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to close this down, and I'm going to take this up to about 165 and take it upstairs and wrap. So I'll pick it up and show you how I wrap it up. Alrighty, so we are back. We have been on for like exactly 3 hours. Internal on the brisket is at about 165 to 168 depending on where you probe it at. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just take 1 can of this beef broth and just pour it right over the brisket. Again, this is I've been watching a lot of Harry Sue. He's got a channel. It's called, I think, Slap Yo Daddy BBQ or something is what he's called. And I watched him do a brisket, and this is how he did his when he wrapped it up. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is got all that poured on and get this thing wrapped up nice and tight in some foil. Then I'm going to stick it in this large pan right here, or here, maybe zoom across and see the whole thing. I'm going to put it in that large pan in case a hole does pop in the tin foil. That way all the juices will stay in the pan. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, throw it back on the grill, and I'll give you a check, or I'll give you a peek once I do that. So back down at the pits and spits, just threw the brisket back on. There it is. I'm just going to let the smoke tube run in there and let it burn out. So besides that, this thing's going to stay in there. You can see I got it probed. I'm going to take this up to about probably around 200-ish, and I'm going to come out and I'm going to test it for probe tenderness. Just make sure that probe goes in and out like butter and all spots of the brisket. So I will pick back up when I do that, so we'll see that. Alrighty, we are back. The brisket cook time today was about 5.5 hours. Internal temp was about 203, but I'll just say one thing here. I started checking it with my ThermoPro. Sorry about the dog barking. I'm watching a foster dog this weekend, but I checked it with my ThermoPro. Not necessarily for temp, but for tenderness. Like I wanted it to go through kind of like butter. So when I went out and checked it at 190, still pretty rough. Let it go another half hour. It was at about 195, 197, still pretty rough. Went out another half hour later, and then it was about perfect. So I think one thing I learned today is that from watching a lot of YouTube videos, especially Harry Sue, go check him out at Slap Yo Daddy BBQ. He doesn't go off a temp, and a lot of the good brisket cookers do not go off a temp. They go off a probe tenderness, and I think that's one thing I'll start doing with my briskets, because what I did tonight was, like I said, the first time I checked it, still pretty rough. Second time I checked it, still pretty rough. All at the same time, the temp read, like it should be done, but it was still pretty rough. So the third time I checked it, It went through like a knife would go through, like a hot knife through a stick of butter. So now we are letting it rest. We're gonna go ahead and let it rest here. It's still in the same pan. I got a towel on the bottom, towels on top. We're gonna let this thing rest probably for about 2 hours, and we will pick back up when it's time to eat. So we'll see you then. Alrighty, so the rest time is over. I already got it all sliced up. You can see we got a nice looking smoke ring. Let's go ahead and take a peek at the brisket. And yeah, there it is. Yeah, you see, got a nice looking smoke ring, nice and moist. Do a little pull test here. Comes apart real easy. And tastes fantastic. So besides that, I'm gonna go ahead and eat. You guys and girls have a good night, and we'll see you next time.